is going to be insane. One of the things you don't want to go for as a turn player is go for too many Valkyries. I mean, 2, 3 maybe, that's enough. Too many Valkyries start glitching each other, so you don't want to go for too many. But 2 to 3 is going to be more than enough to fight back these Mutalisks alongside the Goliaths on the ground. Getting additional command stores. The Flash is going to be expanding quicker than usual. He's still getting, oh man, just huge amount of fire coming off these Goliaths. Those Charon boosters, of course, quite a bit of a range advantage. And really pounding those Mutalisks. And Action just slowly being boxed in. Thankfully for him, he is going to be, if he focuses a little bit more on his econ at the moment, he's going to be able to get some decent economy going, maybe switch up, do something different. But at the moment, if he's going to stay on Mutalisks, he's going to be in trouble. Valkyries is going to fly in there, helping out a little bit, forcing the Mutalisks out to let the Goliaths take a few more shots on it. But we're going to see what if Flash decides to switch up a little bit as well, because the problem with what he has right now, he could be vulnerable. He could be vulnerable to a tech switch. He could be significantly vulnerable to a heavy tech switch. If Action just gets a bunch of mining and just starts pumping Hydras like crazy, he might catch Flash off guard. But I don't think he's going to do that because he has even Carapace 1 of those Mutas now at this point. Still no weapons upgrades on those Goliaths at the moment. Science Facility on the way for Flash. He's going to start working on some Science Facility. Has a third, I think his third Valkyrie out, and I don't really know if he's going to get any more than that. Doesn't really need too large a number of Valkyries, especially with those Goliaths down the ground. Can just start working on the Science Vessel, picking off all those Scourge to make sure his Valkyries stay in the game, make sure they're not too vulnerable. Has those 3 in there. They're just going to be able to fire and force those Mutalisks back. So really, no real chance for Action to do anything with these Mutalisks. I mean, Mutalisks cannot fight toe-to-toe against Goliaths and Valkyries like they can against Medic Marines. There's just no chance. No matter how high a number you get, just if Flash keeps up a constant production, there's just no way for Action to keep this up. Flash not getting his third out, so he's slowly but surely getting some very good position, adding in a second army, so he's just going to focus on this ground army. I'm thinking with time he's going to try to get some tanks out there, help against these Mutas. Muta's going to try to get into the lower left-hand base of his, instantly forced back. Flash seeing that happening a mile away. Valkyries coming into place and all those turrets. 4 Valkyries at this point. No chance for Action to accomplish anything whatsoever with these forces of his. Still, Flash has a lot of Goliaths out there, and really I like this build. Really, Flash going for something creative, going for something a little bit different, and expecting those Mutalisks. So, doing a bit more of a hard to counter, I suppose you could say, because really, Goliaths with Charon boosters and Valkyries, they just rip Mutalisks to pieces. And I don't know what Valkyrie's going to come in there. I think I actually got a couple of those picked up. More Scourge going to come in, missing the Valkyries. So Flash definitely gotten 2 of those picked off. A third Valkyrie picked off. So I don't know what that was about, kind of getting them in there and fighting a little bit too much. Action, whoa. Look at all those Mutalisks. So this is one of the things that Korean players often tend to be a little bit stubborn. You know, they're like, I went for this build, I'm going to stick with this build, because switching up would be too dangerous. And that is a possibility, because if you try to do a late tech switch, you could get caught up and get caught in the middle of the tech switch, and you're going to be leaving a little bit of a vulnerable spot. Muta's going to come in, going to be able to at the very least pick off one single tank. Not much else going to fly away. Valkyries still flying at it. Going to be able to pick off one of the Valkyries that was heavily damaged and not repaired by Flash. Going to come in there, try to pick off some SCVs, one, and then just try to engage the Valkyries again. I think he managed to pick off one more, not too sure, but still huge number of Mutalisks out there for Action. He just keeps reinforcing these. Now, thankfully for him, he's going to be able to keep reinforcing these because he does have those 4 base up, does have those 4 gas, so he can keep up the Mutalisks. He can keep up upgrading them as well, but just don't think this is a very good position for him to be in overall. He's going to expand at the 3 o'clock. Flash going to expand the inside 9 o'clock, and yet again moving with Mutalisks, picking off some SCV, so finally Action getting some action, I guess. And Flash meanwhile going to move up towards the upper right-hand natural expansion tanks. They're going to start sieging on top of those sunken colonies, but I think Action should be able to fight that position back. But with those Valkyries continued being production, no science vessels out there, so Flash, I thought he might go for some science vessels to help support, but he's going to stick to Valkyries and Goliaths and tanks. Just going to get the science facility for upgrades. Has weapons 1 on his ground forces. Not sure if he's going to upgrade his Valkyries at all. Don't think he's done so far. Mula is going to come in there, try to fight this back. Not that many Goliaths. Goliaths coming in at the back a little bit. He just needs to pick off the tanks, and he's going to be safe. Adding in more sunken colonies, still getting his Mula shelled like crazy. There are some Hydras out there to help, but really you got to be very careful. These Goliaths and tanks are just going to come in now for the finishing blow. Action is in a lot of trouble at this point. Huge amount of Goliaths for Flash, and of course Goliaths, they can take a lot of hits before they go down. The Mutalisk, no way the Mutalisk can come in there and engage this. Natural Expo is going to go down. The Hive is out at that expansion, and if the Hive goes down, that's going to be horrific. Now, Action can actually do a little bit of a counterattack and go for this inside 9 o'clock, going to try to deny it. Not going to be able to take the base side because Mutalisk, no matter how high a number, they take a long time to pick off bases. They're more of an anti-unit units. Slowly showing that Hive, meanwhile, Mutalisk going to go try to do as much damage as they can, picking up a lot of SCVs, engaging these turrets, but still some Valkyries, some Goliaths to help support against these Mutalisks. At the very least, going to lower the number of Valkyrie. Almost goes down. Action just kind of flying around like he doesn't exactly know what he wants to go for his Mutalisk. He doesn't want to engage fully because he doesn't want to lose him, but at the same time, not engaging fully also comes out a little bit badly for him. Not quite sure. I think he actually did not manage to pick off the Valkyrie, but now he's lost his Hive, so now he has to tech up all over again. He's picking up his what was his 5th, and now going to be his 4th, and Flash now going to be on 4 bases. Some of them not really too well saturated because these Mutalisks have done at the very least a decent job of harassing. Finally, but Goliath now weapons 2 and armor 1. Mutalisk still only on armor 2, and there's just not going to have enough firepower out there. Action just does not have enough firepower to really go out there and engage. Flash is just overall in a far too strong a position. Not as Canal's out there for him, but if he was going to go for any sort of tech switch, he should have gone for it a long time ago. If you wanted to start pumping Hydros, he should have done that a long time ago. And Action just GG, sees his position is absolutely impossible. Flash just slowly but surely would have just rolled over and taking out that Hive, just critical. So that's going to be it. Flash going to move on to the round of 16 as well. Despite the initial loss, he quickly handled some 2 Zergs and playing rather creatively, a little bit different. Very nice Valkyrie Goliath build from him in that match. Completely countering what Hyun was going for. If Hyun had actually scouted what Flash was going for early on, he might have gone for a quick tech switch. Maybe instead of pumping Mutas from his Spire, gone for just a few Scourge. And go for a quick Hydra switch up, make it more like he was playing a Protoss player. Maybe not going for Lurkers because Lurkers have a hard time against mech, but going for very heavy Hydras, he might have done something. Tanks would have been a problem for him, but still, probably would have had a better shot with than what he was going for. Some Dark Swarm and some Hydras in the ground, probably I think would have been a bit of a better idea. But you know, what are you gonna do? Action gets knocked out, and Flash moves on. So we're going to be seeing some more turns in round 16. And I got one group left for you guys. That is the all Protoss group. So no matter who wins, Bork power or not, we are going to be seeing 2 additional Protoss in round 16 this season. So GG guys, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah. Later.